Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, fixture on the show this evening. It's our GB and the one and only Mr. Wokey's self, Albert. How we doing, gentlemen?
Evening, lads. Jail, mate. Evening, GB. How he's doing? Oh dear. That's the only thing you're going to get. It's not going to get me in jail. Say your names and say,
Before we start, mate, I'll come to you in a minute. I just have to congratulate Big Stevie for the drum, yeah?
Aye.
Right, this is what? It was April, right? Started the show, maybe July he's been on. It's the first show he's done, he's not been reported to HR.
he's taking it seriously, isn't he?
First show. Right, congratulations, Biggie. Anyway,
well.
Evening GB.
Evening Ox. Very well, mate, and looking forward to the show tonight. It was good talking points last night on the show, so looking forward to more Old Firm build up tonight, mate.
Aye. How are you, Albert?
I'm great, mate. I'm great. Just getting on with it, as I say. Sharpening my studs for the weekend.
Yes. Have you got a list of all the things we're not allowed to do, Albert?
The list, the things we're allowed to do is shorter. Do you want me to read that out?
Whatever one you want. I know you like a list.
I'll tell you, it's mad. Isn't it? It's absolutely mental now.
What we not allowed to do?
Do you want me to read all that out?
Go on, let's see that you like a list.
Wait a minute, I need to dig it out again.
You like a list, GB?
I like a list. I definitely like a list.
They put them on the spot, the man on the spot.
Right, when you come, it says, "Welcome to Scotland. You must not insult, offend, slight, disparage, denigrate, embarrass, snub, rebuff, misgender, annoy, disgruntle, displease, peeve, gall, irritate, mortify, outrage, misgender, perturb, nettle, pique, needle, bother, affront, irritate or unsettle." Now, if you can do all that, you're fine. You're welcome to Scotland.
Right, okay. Well, I suppose to make it easy, we better go right to the tune, and then after the tune, we'll have the king.
Oh dear. It's mental, isn't it? It's just mental. But a laughing stock. If it was a laughing stock, now the whole country's a laughing stock.
Yep. You're looking forward to the weekend, GB?
Yeah, Sox. It's I think the last time we spoke there, we were just wanting the Hibernian game at the road so we could focus on it. And it's amazing what happens in a week, Cox. Like the way your brain thinks. Last week I was talking about maybe hopefully seeing out the results and going for a couple of draws just so that we secured the title. But as this week's built up, Ox, I don't know what it is, but about an Old Firm, but your mindset totally changes. You want to go out there and hammer them, don't you?
A bridge man will do me, but I get your rationale. I've got a bit of a scoop here, Albert.
What's that, mate?
Hot off the press, mate. The Rangers and Dundee game, well, the Rangers and Man United game's been cancelled. They're going to play the Rangers and Dundee game at the same time in Midfield.
It sounds good planning. It sounds of the SFA and the SPFL have had a hand in that. Shocking, isn't it? It's shocking. Has it been officially announced that they're calling that game off, or they're moving it, or they've dug up their park, or what they'll do? What's happening? Has it been officially announced? No.
Nothing.
Oh, what a country!
I heard it's getting turned into an Alamo.
Aye. To be fair, turning it into Alamo.
But therein lies your problem. You've got a system that is prone to falling apart if you can't get it finished for a certain date. This split, I've never been a fan of Albert, yeah? Never been a fan. And we tried it and it didn't work. They should have known sooner. So you've got a system here where it looks as if it's between 4 teams to get into the top 6. Four teams. So they can't play the bottom half because 3 don't know if they've been in the top, and they can't play the top half because they don't know who's in it. Yeah?
Yeah. It's a real bit of planning, I'm telling you. It's smashing. It's it needs to the split. But the rest of Scottish football needs ripped up and started again. But the split is, I'm not a fan of it. I've never been a fan of it. I can understand what they try to make it do, make meaningful games at the bottom, offer. Like every team's got something to play for, basically. That's what they tried to make it. What they actually managed to create was just nothing. It's just a nothing league now. It's a stupid league. The 7th team can have more points than the 3rd and 4th team and 5th team even in the league. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Aye. But and these ripped up started again. And people might say we shouldn't be interested in Scottish football, but GB, it hurts us as well. And it's farcical and it needs sorted. And if people don't see it, they must have other agendas, mate.
Again, Ox, the amount of stuff that we're competing in, like say Europe and all the rest of it, Ox, let's say if the Scottish League games are getting called off and rearranged, then there doesn't leave much room for manoeuvre with other fixtures and stuff like that. Say we were still in Europe and they cancel this game next week for us, this becomes a total headache for us. You know what I mean? And it's, again, there should be things in place, Ox, like I says, when you can maybe allow for one mad storm of a season, but see when you can't get your house in order roughly, I think it's been about 5 times for Dundee this season, then it's bang out of order and there should be fines in place for this.
I don't know, mate. Take away the points, mate. Take away the points. Hit them where it hurts. No, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of games the other. You know, rain in Scotland, it's surprising during the winter. And is it no called April showers, Albert?
That's it. There's a song about it, never in April showers. It's known. It is known. Well, I knew about it. I don't know if the SFA or the SPFL know about it. I think they should actually take care of the tourist board, you know what I mean? Because they don't think it rains here. But apart from that, it doesn't look good for Europe. I mean, our reputation's shot in Europe just with the football stuff. But see this, like, organising our own leagues and our own cups and honouring teams' leagues when they've no won it, and every other league in Europe is basically saying, "Oh, we'll play it to a finish," ripping up the oldest cup competitions rules, ripping them up, throwing them in just because of one team. It's a nonsense, mate. It's an absolute utter nonsense, this place. And the sooner it all comes to an end, as far as I'm concerned, the better. I want football. I want Scottish football to end, mate. It has to end, because it's the only way you're going to get any change. If it just collapses, mate, totally and utterly collapses, then you might see some change. But at the moment, bear in mind that Dundee are the ones that voted for that cabal to stay in place. They're one of the mob that they voted for to keep them in place. The very thing they need is investment and money to improve their park, and at least improve their park. But they voted for the mob that doesn't get them any money. Brilliant, eh? You can't make that up. And it's an American in charge of it. And that's the thing. It's a crazy thing about it.
Imagine this story, Fawn, the night that you were on the show. You couldn't make it up, could you?
It's man, no. You know me with Scottish football, mate. I'm done with it. I've been done with it for a few years. I'm a Rangers supporter, mate. That's all. I'm just a Rangers supporter. Don't ask me to input anything positive towards Scottish football, because I just see the same arguments get regurgitated decade after decade since I was a wee boy. I'm now in my late 60s now, and it's still carrying on, mate. It's still same old arguments. Here we go again, same old arguments. It's just garbage, mate. We're never going to improve it. It has to collapse.
Ox,
yes, mate.
See the thing about the park as well. I think that's where the investigation should lie, because I think it's backfired on Dundee. I think they've purposely lit the park. They've probably been hoping that it's kind of been a bit up and down with the rain against us, and they're hoping for it to kind of bring it down to our level and all that. And what's happened is they've left it, and now there's no saving it. You know what I mean? And this is why, probably, like it says, you're looking at the Motherwell game getting maybe called off and all that, because they've left it too long to save the park. The park's probably done now for the season. They're going to have, like I says, they're going to have major issues. They're going to, I think, the way it's looking and what speculated, I think they're going to have to start playing their home games away. You know what I mean? For the season to get finished, by the looks of it.
Well, they'll basically let know of the money to hire somebody else's grunt. That'll be the reality. That'll be the reality.
Aye, but see if you really be quiet and just really listen. You're probably going to hear the thumping keys of the SFA and SPFL keyboard typewriter getting banged in out to rewrite the rules. You know what I mean? I could actually hear it for where I stay. You know what I mean? So there'll be new rules come out so to allow the league to try to get a conclusion. It's nuts, mate. It's nuts.
Yes. Anyway, for those that's maybe joining us and maybe not heard, Dundee have said that there's a possibility that the state of their park that the Motherwell game on Saturday could be postponed because there's showers coming in Scotland. Unusual. And then there's more rain between then and Wednesday. Unusual. And then the game against us might be called off. And then there's one more game. And then it's a split. And they would still have 2 games outstanding. Potentially. It might not happen. It's a if, buts, and maybe. But that's how we're juffing and jesting. But what a mess. Anyway, back to the football. We chatted long and hard, and we've discussed a lot of things about the game. I'll have your thoughts first, Albert, and then GB can chip in. And then, if it's all right with you two chaps, we'll get the phone lines opened.
Well, I've got a couple of concerns. Of course, I've got a couple of everybody concerns regarding this game. My big concern is that we're going to sleepwalk right into it again and walk into them laying traps for us. The same as we did at Parkhead. Like Cantwell, for example. I like the boy a lot, but they crowded him all day long, mate. Now, they're fair to him. They done it with Tillman and all when Tillman was playing. They were terrified that boy and all. So they kicked the crap out of him. With your man Cantwell, they've already kicked him off the park once, if you remember, in the first game. That wee winger, that wee baldy winger, he done Cantwell in that game. Nobody talks about it, but he did. That's what started Cantwell's injury problems all season. Him doing the eyebrows.
It was a penalty kick.
Aye, of course it was, mate. But so my concerns is we're going to sleepwalk right into this again. If we don't stay concentrated, focused, and Clement's the type of manager that will keep. Hopefully, it will keep all the players focused. Now, for Cantwell, just don't talk about Cantwell now. If Cantwell could actually do his job, draw them in, as soon as he draws them in, move the ball quicker, mate. I spoke to the day about it, and that's what I see. If Cantwell does that and plays and shows the player that he is, he'll be a real influence in that game. But it also makes the other players on the ball. They need to watch what's happening and make the angles to take the passes off the boy, because that game at Parkhead, the last one, that's exactly what happened. They nullified Cantwell. We can't allow that to happen. We just can't allow that to happen, mate. And we can't. That's why I would play all the football players. I would play football players against them this time, mate. Really, honestly, I'd play Lawrence, Cantwell, Seamer, Silver. I wouldn't play Dessers. I'd play all the football players against them because they can't guard all the football players, mate. And every one of them can influence a game, every single one of them. So if they're going to nullify Cantwell, you've got Lawrence, Seamer, Silver. You've got all these players to take up the cudgel. So I'd play them at football, mate. We'd be smart about it. And I just don't want us to sleepwalk into this again. I really don't, mate. Because they're going to try and pick us off. I know exactly what he's going to try and do, pick us off. That's my only concern. If we get players to beat them, aye, we have, mate. Definitely have.
All right. GB.
Oxford, I mean, I've gone by like the Hibernian game. Again, the defensive side of things is what's concerning me, Ox. It's good that the team is responding and we're getting back in the game and stuff like that, but we are kind of prone to getting a goal to a team. And then
best defence in the league by a distance, mate.
No, I know, but like these old firms, Ox, we can't afford to give them anything. I mean, I think this game coming up at the weekend, I think we've got to be, as Albert says, we've just got to be awake and ready for them. We've got to show our class this weekend. I think the past 2 games we've not shown that we're the better team, and I do honestly feel that.
We've not put the ball in the net, mate.
No, and which again, if you look at the weekend, Ox, I know Desser's got the goal and Tav and Matondo and that, but I still feel as though our attacks still need more. I agree with Albert. We're needing our big players to turn up. We're needing Cantwell to have a game, but we're needing to help him, Ox. I think if he is going to be crowded out the game, then we're going to have to make sure that the players that have got space, that they're able to hurt Celtic. Because this is what seems to happen with us. We seem to go into these games and it's always an unknown that ends up bottom up. Like I said, that last game at Celtic Park, it's a ricochet, a header, and it's one of their worst players that gets the goal into the back of the net. And again, we allow the striker to have a free shot and goal. We need to be switched on this weekend, Docs, and show, like I says, that we are the better side.
I think the trouble is in both games, we've had opportunities to score goals and no took them, GB. And goals change games. And also, you've also got to remember the big decisions. The penalty decision, I think it was 1-0 at the time. The Dessers miss at their place, they 2 decisions. And then the goal, the phantom goal, it was chopped up. Yeah. And we're one up, they're one down. These are big moments, mate. Big moments. Yeah.
I think that again, Ox, obviously I think the decision making in the game with referees and VAR, there will be a bit of that in the game. But I do feel that, I think Southside touched on it last night, it's very important, I think, we get the first goal at the weekend. I think that will settle us and it will allow us to...
I don't care if we get the first goal. I care that we get the winning goal.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
That's the result.
I just worry about the mindset sometimes of the mock. So, like, see, if we go behind, it's how they respond. I know that Clement's not a manager that would settle for the heats going down and stuff like that, but I do feel though that this one is, like I said to you, I'd be like, I would take a draw, but as Southside said last night and Stevie and that, I think for us to put the kind of nail in the coffin, for Clement to show that he's the kind of going to be the dominant team in the league, then I think it's important that, like I says, we go out on Sunday, we play the game that we probably showed against Benfica Hawks. Like I says, we show, like I say, a class.
Away.
I Benfica away. And like I says, show that, like I says, we can compete and be well better than this side, because, like I says, we've been up against Celtic when they've probably had the worst defences and then stuff like that. We've not taken our opportunities.
I'm looking at these offences, mate. So that's irritating me. So I can report you now.
That's offended them.
Yeah, and I've offended you with that, so you can report me back.
And listen to the two of you offend me, so I'm having a go at it and all.
And I'll get Mrs. Albert just to report him.
She's been reporting me for years, mate. She's also had me take away a few times as well. Still there. I managed to tunnel my way out. Aye, so just getting back to what you're saying, it is about winning the game. It's not to do with playing well, as GB knows well. It's nothing to do with that, pal. It's just to do with winning the game. I don't care how they do it. I just don't want us to sleepwalk. I don't want any player be caught in the headlights, and I don't want players to switch off, turn in the back and play. Tavernier's quite guilty of that. So's Lundstrom at times, turning their back on play when the ball goes out for a shy or it's a free kick or something. Walking back slowly back in. That sort of thing. That's the sort of sleepwalking things I'm talking about. Just nonsense, mate. I've watched it all. We've all watched it all. Sitting going, what are you doing here? So don't get caught in the headlines. Don't fall asleep. Keep switched on and get a bit of determination, which they have got, to be fair to them. Get that bit of determination into your head that we're no getting beaten this game. We're winning this game. There's no draws after it's victories.
No, I don't think you can go in with that attitude, GP. If you go play for a draw, it'll come back and bite you. Look, a draw, the arithmetic works, I get that. But you just think of the breathing space we've got. If we win on Saturday, we go to Sunday, we go 2 points clear with a game in hand against Dundee, whenever it is between now and Christmas. You know what I mean?
Oh, I 100% agree, Ox. Like I says, at the time last week, I was just like you say, thinking on the the bigger picture, saying, well, no worry too much about this game being the be all and end all. But see, as this week's went on, Ox, it's more and more that we really do need to win it. There's so many boxes that can get ticked with us winning this game at the weekend. Like I says, it gives Clemonte's first Old Firm win. It gives the players that, like you say, that bit of breathing space and a bit of confidence to go in and just basically finish half the league. It puts a lot of heat across the city as well. I would imagine, like I says, their manager's on a bit of sticky wicket. It could put a bit of a dent into them and all. I just think, like I says, there's so many boxes that need to be ticked if we win it. You know what I mean? And I think, like, as much as I've touched on the draw and stuff like that, I think it just makes it a harder run-in for us. Whereas, like you says, mate, we go out and win and show that we are the team that's up for this title. And I think, like a lot of the boys have said, it lays down the marker, doesn't it?
Oh, listen, bizarre as it is, we get the victory on Sunday, mate. All the focus turns to Dundee. It's gone quickly, Albert. And I think Clemont's that kind of guy.
Oh, definitely, mate. It was blink your eye stuff, and you'll be at the end of the season type thing, you know what I mean? So, if we've said before, mate, 6-7 victories in the league's ours. Nobody can do anything about it when you get 6-7 victories. That's the way we've been focusing on it. The team, Clement, everybody, us. And that's the way we remain, mate. That's just the way we remain. And if we don't get a result on Sunday, which I think we will, but if we don't get a result on Sunday, it's still no over, mate. I mean, don't think this is, that's the end, that's it. It's no, far from it.
Are you saying to me with the arithmetic, it's a bigger game for them than it is for us?
It's a massive game for them, mate. They know it. They're lying in wait, mate. I know what they're up to.
Are you telling me that's how they've got other placement out in the media and all the things they're talking about referees, which some it's disgraceful, by the way. Yeah?
Is that
what you're telling me?
That's it. That's exactly what I'm telling you, mate. Well, I've seen it all before.
I never even considered that, Albert. Your mind's different to mine.
Aye, I'm a badging. But you know what I'm saying? It's about us, what we do, mate. That's all I'm concerned. What we do. Forget about them. But don't be naive to think that they've not got a plan. But we better have a plan for them because they've got weaknesses. They've got weaknesses all over the park, mate. And we better be ready to exploit them. I listened to a couple of them the other day there. Oh, and they're super confident. They're super confident. I'm starting to say to myself, I was going to get into an argument. I was saying, I'll bite my tongue. I'm saying to myself, all right. We don't know what you think you are. But I don't know why they're super confident, mate. But anyway, I hope they are. I hope their teams like that, I know, super confident. Because we'll just give them a bloody nose and show them who the Glasgow Rangers are.
Right, let's get these phone lines open. Yeah. Let's hear for you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, great to hear from people. And what we've got to mention is we've just we've still got the raffle going. It'll be drawn tomorrow night and announced tomorrow night. To win a ticket for Sunday's game for a tenner. Go to the game for a tenner. And if it's also a donation to a brilliant charity, the Emmy Smiley Foundation, who does a lot of work in our community and also does a lot of work for cancer. So if you click on Rangers shop.rangersradio.online, click on the Emmy Smiley link, choose your number, add to cart, maximum number of 4 shots. Once chosen, scroll up to view cart. Check the numbers are correct. Same as you do in any shop. Make sure you're getting the right goods. Check to proceed to checkout. Fill in your contact details. If you've got PayPal, proceed to PayPal. If you've not, use your debit or credit card. It's all secured by PayPal and nobody will get your details. And it's simple, GB, innit? You've done it. I've done it. Fox has done it. Big Steve even managed it. It can't be that hard, can it?
No, if I'm doing it, and what it says, the PayPal bit's so simple, Ox. What it says, you add in what one you want, pick your number, and what it says, as soon as it's in that basket, then it's got the option just to hit PayPal, and it takes you straight to your account, and you just pay what it says, whether it's your 1 shot or 4 shots. But aye, great gesture, great gesture for the ticket, Ox.
You're getting worse.
I know.
None of your teeth have got it.
Great that the go bathrooms is waiting that offered up the ticket. That's gesture. A better way to say it. Gesture, yes. And what I says, it's going to a great charity, Ox.
Go bathrooms. You're getting some plug on there, aren't they? Brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, aye. Their order must be bursting by now, surely.
Oh, brilliant. Well done, GB. Well done. Got me laughing.
We got there.
Break the teeth in for red rubber.
I'm too much busy thinking about desters and jesters and all the rest of it.
Aye. So if you've got a spare tenner, have a go. If you know anybody in your circle, your friends, your family who's looking for a ticket, it's there. We'll all be arranged once we know the winner tomorrow night. And I'm sure Big Stevie for the drum will be involved to make sure it goes smoothly. Yeah. So have a go. See if you can win it. Yeah. The odds are still pretty good at the moment. You wouldn't know as many as you'd have thought, GB.
Oh, is there still time then for people when we're looking to close the door on it?
Tomorrow night, mate. Tomorrow night, just after the tune, mate. Yeah.
Well, get in there quick, folks.
Mm-hmm. Aye. So, but come and join us. Give your thoughts. I'm going to ask these two fine gentlemen. I'll go to Albert first, so you can work on your team and get your pronunciation right, GB.
Get my teeth in.
Your players, what your setup. Albert, you've mentioned that you would go with an attacking lineup, so let me hear your starting 11.
Mine?
Yes.
My start, Butland, Tavernier, Goldston, Suter, Ridvan if he's fit, Stirling if he's no. Midfield of Lundstrom and Diamondi. Cantwell, then the three, Cantwell, Lawrence and Silver. And Big Seamer.
You're taking out CD9?
Yeah.
CD9. All right, okay. All right. GB.
Is this with everybody fit, Ox?
Well, who are we assuming? We're assuming that you're maybe stretching the boat to say that Ridvan's fit, yeah?
Right, that's cool then. Right, so if Ridvan's fit for me, you've got Butland, Tav, Golson, Suter, Ridvan. Midfield will go with Lundstrom, Cantwell and Diamandi. And then up front we'll go with Matondo, Sima and Silva.
Bold. These are bold in your starting times. I don't think Matondo and Silva will be starting. I think Matondo could influence it coming off the bench with that pace. I don't think he's played enough football, but you never know, GB, do you?
Just for that finish at the weekend, Docs. Again, I know he's back for just coming back for injury and stuff like that. But again, it depends what Comots want today. If he's fit and available, then give him the 60 minutes, Docs, just to keep running at them, knacker them out, and then let's say if the bench is strong enough, we've got the likes of maybe even a Stirling to come on, or like even young McCausland that can come on or whatever. You mean with more pace. Scott Wright to a certain extent, Ox. I know he's no our favourite, but he had a no bad game at the weekend there as well. So,
you see McCausland having pace, GB. You think he's got pace? I think that's one of his weaknesses.
I think he can get by a player, especially like I says, if he's coming on for somebody, Ox. I think he'll have a lot of energy to give. But I wouldn't start him, Ox. I don't think it's a game that yet he's ready to start, because he has kind of. He's not really shown his best side, I don't think, in the Old Firms. Granted, a few of them have no. And this is what we need at the weekend, Ox. We can't put the focus on and just Cantwell. We need them all to turn up. We're needing a Diamandi to turn up on this game. Although it's got to be his first one, we need him to get stuck in.
I think that's the point Albert's making. Albert.
Oh, the wee boy McCausland, GB said, you remember this? We went down to 10-minute Parkhead. I thought the wee man rolled up his sleeves and got tore in. And I thought he was one of the better players on the park. I don't think anybody up to that point was very good. But after we've been doing 2-0 and do it to 10 men, the wee man get torn in. So I think he's ready. But I agree with you, Ox. I don't think he's got massive pace. I don't think he's a quick player. He's got a bit of pace, but he's not rapid. But he's a
not
skillful
slow.
wee player.
He's not slow, but
he's not slow. He's not slow. But I sort of agree with JB saying maybe he's not ready with he's coming back for injury type thing. But I've no doubt he comes to the right stock and all. He definitely knows what it's all about. You know what I mean? So he does get torn in. He all get his sleeves rolled up. But I'm with you, JB. I don't think he'll start either, mate. I think it might be too early for him to get a start in this particular game. But if he was fit and ready to rock and roll, I wouldn't have any qualms about putting the boy in.
We'll see where it goes. I think he's been very unlucky, mate, because I'll tell you what, I think that assault against Motherwell, forget about the result, that was a red card all day long for me, and that boy's paying a price for it. And I think there was a way in international, they said it's a complicated injury, and that gives you a wee bit of concern, and then he's not played a lot of football for us neither, so hopefully the boy gets fit and he can kick on with his career all better.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, it's a disgrace. It's no picked up more, no spoken about more in Scottish football, that kind of tackle on him. It was disgraceful. I mean, but there you go. That is Scottish football. I mean, Jack, is it Keepery, who used to play with him? He done Jack. That's what started Jack. Jack's injury. Jack was fine up until that. He stood in his knee at Ibrox. And that's when Jack's injuries all started. For that tackle. And then that's the matter again. You remember breaking Corday? Was it Corday? Remember the centre half we had? Young boy broke his nose.
Cordo's
got history.
Cordo's.
That club's got a history of this type stuff. It's not something new to them. It seems to be bred in them for some mental reason that you run about punching and kicking and it's all just a great big laugh. It's all young boys they do it, you know what I mean? They don't do any tough guys. It's like Brown when he used to play in Europe. Big tough guy in Scotland. As soon as he came to Europe, when there's genuine hard guys in the opposition, didn't want to know, ran away, fear, coward. So I believe that's what happens to our young boys. They're Lowry and the reserves and all. Remember that tackle he got half a season pro. I mean, that's ridiculous, mate. Life-threatening, but career-threatening tackle. It was nothing said about it in Scotland. Nothing made of it. So we made of these tackles because these boys are supposed to be the future of the game. Nobody seems to care about that. Just kick everything that moves. Just kick everything that moves.
There seems to be a theme to the first part of the show, if we're honest. But I get it, Albert. I get it. But listen, I just want young McCausland to be the best he can be, GB, and hopefully gets 100% fit. And if he has got a problem, it's all sorted and he can go on with his career, yeah?
Ox, because he's done well. He's played his part this season, and it would be good to see him, get back on the park and contribute for these up and coming games and the game at the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like as Old Bear says, he comes for good stock, and we need guys in that changing room to obviously help the ones that are going to be new to it. You know what I mean? We need them to kind of be showing what it means to go out and win this game. And I'm not under any illusion, Ox, that the players will know that it's an important game. But like we've been touching on, the win, and then going on to Dundee, being 5 points clear, just puts us firmly in that driving seat. And I'm just wanting a big performance off them. I want them to go out. I think the last two games, Ox, that they've just not shown their class, their talents. And what better game than Sunday just to go out and show, who's boss. I think we've got, Lundstrom's due a good game with him. Cantwell, Dessers, even if he does start. I mean, Silva has been talking about the game. I want them all to go out and prove it and show the fans that they are wanting to beat this mob on Sunday.
Yeah. It's time to get the monkey off your back. It's time for everything at the weekend. Get the Southside Super 6 up. Southside to win a famous snooker. All these things. All runs off the change. Yeah.
Has he got the game in the Super 6 at the weekend?
I'm not saying anything about the snooker. I'm keeping quiet about the snooker. I'm not saying anything.
I have my spies, mate. See, when you were with your mates at the snooker on the next table, yeah, you're
Aye.
good pals. What do you think they're more worried about? Us winning the league, mate, and I think we're 55 league titles, going to 56. Of course, obviously going on and winning the Scottish Cup, or the Champions League money that we'll get, and we'll invest it, and they know that they want, and we'll go forward. What do you think's worrying them the most, Albert?
Champions League money. Absolutely, mate, 100%. They're terrified of everything. You know, they're just terrified of everything because we're obsessed. They've got the AGM, their annual GERS meeting every year. You know what I mean? So they know everything about us. We know nothing about them. But aye, it's definitely the money, mate, because they know if we get the money, if we get in the league and we get the money, then we can get some decent investment. I know all the money doesn't go into the transfer pot. I know that. But it puts you on a better footing. You know what I mean? And then you've got the better transfers coming in. Okay, we're never going to go out and spend 10, 12 million pound in players anymore. The days are well going. But we've got you get a base now. You can, and by the way, it'll probably be able to replace one or two more key players. I don't think we need 6, 7, 8 players anymore. But I do think we need about 4 key players, real key players. So maybe you're going to afford 2 or 3 this window. Whereas if you get the Champions League money, you might be able to get that 4th and maybe even a 5th one. But it's going to be key players this time, mate. It's not just squad fillers we need. We've got plenty of squad fillers. In fact, all the boys now should be squad fillers now. If the B team, I'm talking about the B team, the ones that have been there for a while, gone. They're gone. I mean, if Scott Wright can get a game, most of the boys can get a game and all, because they're all as good, if no better than him.
All right, okay. What's your thoughts on it, GB? What are they petrified about?
Oh, I think I agree with Albert, Ox. I think it's the money. I mean, because they know that like I says, just helps us speed up things. So I think, like Albert says, it helps us speed up the transfers. I think if we've not got that kind of wee pot sitting there, then you maybe only can go out and shop for maybe 2. You know I mean, 2 decent players, and then maybe. But if you've got the pot there and you're going to Champions League, you can probably attract a better player as well. You mean you turn around and say you've got to be playing in a new Champions League setup, you're challenging for titles. You mean it's quite appealing for a player. So I think what it says they're more frightened of that, Ox, that what it says we get our hands on more money. I'm not saying that we're cash strapped or anything like that, but at the end of the day, I think what it says it would help us kind of kick on a bit.
All right. Come and join us, 0141 356 1972, as we build up to Sunday's game. It seems a long time away, but we'll be in tappies before we know it. Give your thoughts, give your 11s. Do you agree with GB and Albert? We've got slightly different teams, but pretty offensive. As it looks just now, it looks as if we've only got potentially, and we'll hear tomorrow, Albert, but potentially there's only Ridvan a doubt. Hopefully he makes it, yeah?
Hopefully he makes it and he is fit. I don't want him to make it and he's 50-50, you know what I mean, or he's not at 100%. I want the wee man to make it, but be fit, because he rebels playing against them. You can see it, by the way, and he's no fear to play against them. That's what I like the wee guy for. He's got all heart, more heart than Bonner's got, and he gets tore in, and he's got skill, mate. He's definitely got skill. And he's a better attacking option, in my opinion. No a better cross of the ball. That's arguable, but I don't think he is. But definitely, I want him fit. Mate. Definitely want him fit. But don't put him in if he's not 100%. I don't think Clement would do it anyway. He's already said he wouldn't do that sort of thing. Didn't matter who we're playing and when we're playing him. Maybe at the end of the season he says it was a one-off game. So he's talking about a cup final then. And we'd maybe take a chance on a player knowing that you've got the close season to get the player fit again. But he wouldn't do it during the season. He's already declared that. So I don't think the wee man will get anywhere near it if he's no 100%. But again, I'm quite confident Sterling. I might even change my team and drop Diamondi, like you usually say, Diamondi, and put Sterling in there and have that offensive team. I might even do that.
All right. About Sterling, I think he's an asset. I think it's up to him now to cement a place in the team, whatever that is, whatever the manager decides, and we'll see what it takes. It's obviously he's had his run with injuries, but not just for this season. For next season, I think we'll get something special potential on our hands. He's got something about him. Is he the most creative player? No, he's not. But I think if he does a job and learns his trade, we could want something special, GB.
Aye, Ox. Do you know when I was saying also about my 11 and that, I was thinking about putting Sterling, like I says, on that right side. I think the physicality against them is going to be key. Like I says, I don't think their defenders like it when, like I says, you rough them up and get in their faces and stuff like that. So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, like I say, Sterling getting that right side and Ridvan keeping the left. But if Ridvan's no fit, then even at the weekend, we've seen that Sterling can slip in there, and he was actually doing a pretty decent job. It's not right off Borna, but I think this is a very important game, and Borna just, I don't know, the way his mindset is sometimes he's no switched on, and if I see another boy at the tap at the weekend and we're done with a goal like that, then I'll go off my nut. I mean, I'd really, like I say, these mistakes, I don't want to see at the weekend. We've learned now in the past 2 games what we're doing wrong. If we nail these 2 things or a couple of things, then, like I say, I think we'll be fine. But it's just us being, like as Albert's saying, if they're setting any traps and stuff like that and they get caught out again, then it's wet behind the ears stuff. We should be showing that we're better than that.
It was a comedy errors the goal we lost on Saturday. Funny enough, the one guy wasn't involved in it was Borna. It started with Diamond trying to play the pass to him.
I was surprised that Tav saying that he was in his interview. He was saying that he lost his man, but that must have just been when it was in the box when the boy broke away from him. But like I said, I didn't really see it being Tav's fault for the goal. I just felt it was a kind of collective.
He was standing next to him in the midfield. See that they broke up the park. He ran up with him, and then he stopped, and the winger held the ball out, and then the winger cut back in, and then that guy made the run, and he didn't go with him right away. He was maybe 2 steps behind him, and then he caught him in the area when he got the ball in the area, and that's how you got the wee challenge in. But it was Silver that gave Diamandi the ball, man. It was Silver gave it to Borna, Borna gave it back to Silver, and Silver gave it to Diamandi, and Diamandi misplaced the pass, and then they all broke up the park. And then Lundstrom struggled to keep up with the winger because Borna was out of position. He was on the attack. It's not his fault. He was doing the par. No blaming him for that, man. So Lundstrom couldn't keep up with that winger. So he pulled into the inside, and Big Suter came out to get him. But Suter let him walk by him. And then he played the pass by Lundstrom onto the guy. And then, what do you call him? Golson jumped in. Guy just left him. And then the Tavernier came in, bumped him, toe poked it. And then Big Jack comes out like a torpedo. Instead of coming out as somebody had already pointed out and going to the side, like long ways across his goal, he's just come out like a torpedo, and the guy just toe poked it by him. But near enough everybody in our defence and our defensive midfield were involved in it. Every one of them, 6 of them. Baller apart, 6 players, 6 defensive players were all involved in that goal.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's what, that and the boy, these like the goal against is the way Aberdeen as well. And it's the kind of sleepwalking, as you say, Albert. I mean, just no switched on, and we get done with a silly boy at the top. These are the kind of things that we don't seem to learn from. And I agree, Oxlade says the stats are showing that we've got the best defence, but we don't seem to be having the best defence when we're playing against that mob across the city.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we lost 3 goals. It was a corner kick and a shot. I think it took a deflection, and then actually, I think when we were looking at their place, I think Lundstrom should have closed it down or gave the ball away cheaply. If I remember, it broke. We only switched on, and the boy had a good finish. The goal at Ibrox was, again, I think it was Golston that wasn't a great header. But the problem is, mate, if we score goals with the chances we're creating in all the games, the game's different. The pressures are different. You're not defending. It's a different game. Goals change games, mate, dramatically, and that's how you've got to take your chances. The nature of the game is to put the ball in the net, not to keep it out, keeping it out helps you, but you'll never win a game if you don't score a goal. Albert.
Well, exactly, mate. Exactly. And we're guilty of missing chances against them. The last 2 games, at least, guilty. It's guilty-edged chances, and you can't even say they're half chances. Some of the ones we're missing, they're chances, mate. Guilty-edged chances, and we're just missing. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But there you go. If we take all the chance, who knows what would have happened? We might have still no win. We might even drew. Who knows? But you've got to put them in there and find out. And that's what Sunday is, the big thing. The sleepwalking and scoring goals. That's what I've been saying. I mean, they need to take their chances. And okay, you'll miss some chance. I'm not saying you have to take every single chance every single time, but you need to take bigger percentage than we're taking against them. It's ridiculous, mate. Absolutely ridiculous. Hey ho, here we go. And I dare say Clement's saying the exact same to him. He'll be in their ears constantly. Constantly. I mean, he tell you about Hibs. They're up the park with one shot and goal and scored. Very disappointing, he said. In other words, he's raging. That translates into he's raging, and he's going to let them know at training that's no acceptable. No, I mean, one shot at goal and it's one shot and it's a goal. No. But we've seen it that many times. One shot they get in a game and they score. So we need to be the same. Mate. We need to be as clinical as that. I know I'm not calling Hibs and all them clinical, but you know what I'm saying. They do get the ball in the net. And the last time twice we've played them, they get the ball in the net. That was the difference in the teams. I know that sounds daft, but I think we had better chances. The second goal they scored was a good goal. I mean, the guy turns, spins, puts it at the top corner. Maybe Butland, he gets on to it. Maybe he should have kept it. I don't know. But it's still, if you score, one of your players score that goal, you're saying it's a great goal. The first goal was a header for Seema. It was a poor clearance for Seema at the front post. So it falls to one of their players. I think you're right. I think it get deflected. I'm not sure. But anyway, it scored. But we need to score, mate. This is as simple as that. We need to score.
Aye. I'm a great believer that goals change games, mate, because it puts other people, they have to open up sometimes. If you're chasing a game, it's depending on the timing of the goal, of course. And then if you can get the second goal, people change and maybe change their tactics, maybe change their setup. You've seen that a million times. But look, I think it's important we score goals. For now at the end of the season, GB, and that's maybe been where Achilles' heel this season. Some of our play's been excellent, but we've not put enough of the chances away.
I agree. I don't think we've been clinical enough, Fox. That's why I'm like, as much as Dessler's been scoring the goals, I think that's why me and Albert have not started them in the Old Firm game this weekend. It's just, we know that there's got to be chances created, and we need a clinical striker or a clinical player to put the ball in the back of the net. And Seema, as much as he's only just back for injury, he looked lively. I think his chance, if he was match fit, he would have probably buried that at the weekend.
So, wait a minute, I'm playing devil's advocate here. So you're telling me he's no match fit, look rusty, and you're going to start him in an Old Firm game?
At the weekend, but maybe another week of training, then he will be.
How many more minutes has he played?
Don't know, but I know, but he's one of these guys, isn't he? He's like a Matondo. He can score a goal. I mean, he can out of nothing. I mean, look at the Champions League goal. He can hit it from outside the box and stick it in the top corner. Granted, like I says, Dessers has had these goals as well. I don't know. I honestly think the manager will go with Dessers just because he'll probably want a target man up there, a guy that can get in amongst the physical battle. But one thing, if Dessers does start from Ox, he can't be this kind of way that he just keeps falling to the ground and trying to plead with the referee to give him a free kick or anything like that. He's got to just get himself up and get on with the game. He's done that the last 2 games, been pleading for it's like it's been all against him and it's so unfair and all that carry on. He really just needs to get his seed in the game and just show his class, and show the goals, go and score the goals, and that will hurt them more, rather than trying to plead with a referee that's probably just not going to be interested.
I get it, mate. I get it. Dessers looks a better player than he did at times. He would have looked an even better player if he'd have got a double on Saturday, Albert, because his first goal was an excellent header, let's be honest. It was an excellent cross, and an excellent header. If he puts the second one in and gets a brace, he's going to have for a rest for the weekend.
Well,
yeah?
Of course he is, mate. I mean, put it this way, that missing plenty of misses like that. He's had it his Rangers career. That's the difference between being a £2 million player and a £10 million player, mate. If he scores all the ones that he should have scored, you're a £10 million striker now. You get good money for him. But he doesn't score the one. Yet he does score some brilliant goals. He has scored some brilliant goals. But it's not the quality of goal. You know that. It's the amount of goals you score. That's all these top teams are looking at. They're not particularly caring that you're a lovely football player. They're just looking at look at big Haaland. Haaland doing it Man City. He's not the best player in the world, but he's effective, by the way. He scores a lot of goals. And just to back you up on what you're saying, goals change games. See the last game at Parkhead against that mob, when they went 2-0 up and when the second half we went down to 10 men, right? We were on the ascendancy there because Tavernier scores, and you've seen them. They were hanging on, mate, at the end of it. And that's the goalie scores. That's what happens. You score their goals. That's what you're saying earlier on. Goals change games. They change the attitude of the players you're playing against. And that's what happened there. And you can't say they weren't hanging on because they were hanging on.
I get what you're saying, mate. I get what you're saying. Look, we're heading towards the tune. We've got about 10 minutes. Come on, this is a phone-in show. The people are listening, you need to make it work for us. 0141 356 1972. We want to hear your thoughts. Come in, it's easy, innit? Once you come in the first time, it's easy, whole bear, innit?
Aye, it's like going on a bike, innit? Once you're up and running, you're away.
Yep. Come in, speak to Albert GB, give your thoughts. Give your thoughts on the team, what you think. Do you start Dessers? Do you start Seema? Who's the better player? I agree with you. What we've seen, Seema's definitely the better player. GB, do I think he's ready to start? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Only the manager will know, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I was going to come on to that, Ox. I mean, how you setting up and how you feeling about the attack coming into this weekend?
I think that it depends. What would I do, or would I think the manager will do? Two different types of questions.
Start
go with you.
Geese your team. Team.
Right, I agree with you with the back four, right? So the big decision is where you play Sterling at left back, depending on the fitness of Ridvan. So I think one sorts the other. But I've got a funny feeling if Ridvan doesn't start, the manager will go with Borner over there. I wouldn't, but I think the manager might, yeah?
You might be right, mate. I hope it isn't, but you might be right.
Aye, right. So then you're into midfield. Lundstrom's a certainty. Depending on Sterling's fitness, would I play him in there? If he was 100% fit, I would play him. Unlucky for young Diamandi, who's done well. But if I maybe leave him in there, and I would go, right, here's my team. Right, I'll make it simple, right? The team that played away, if everybody's fit, the team that played away in Benfica, apart from Swanton, Cantwell, and for Lawrence. And my setup would be the same. Because we made enough chances against them in an open game of football. Yeah, that's my thinking.
Mm-hmm. So that was Butland, Tav, Goldston, Suter.
Ridvan.
Who was Ridvan? Midfield was Lundstrom, Diamandi, and Lawrence.
Lawrence, Silva played left. Sorry, left. Aye. Sterling played right. So we made it a 5 out of possession. It was more like a 4-4-1-1 we played. We changed our tactics slightly.
Yep. I'd go with that.
Mm-hmm. Do you know,
the good thing about it now, GB, is see, like, so no matter what combination you're putting together, you're confident in them performing now. You're confident of the teams and the players will go. There's one or two you know, but in the majority, yeah, that's a big change to the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Albert. And see, like, even at the weekend, there was, see the way we were attacking. I mean, we're attacking in floods of players. You know what I mean? So it's just that bit at the end. We like a couple of old firms as well, that the passing's just not been there as well. It's not been crisp. I think we even commented on that with the home game with Benfica and stuff like that, kind of a couple of loose passes and stuff. Again, we just need to make sure we're just on the money with that at the weekend, because we can hurt them. I mean, we can hurt teams. And I agree with you, Ox. Like I says, we put Sterling in there, putting that right. I think that's a good option as well. I think he would do a fantastic job on the left if we needed him, but I think he's more, like you say, between that midfield and right-hand side on an old firm. I think he would give them an absolute hell of a time.
It'll be interesting. I mean, a fit Seema would be playing for us. I think a fit Seema would be playing every week.
Yeah,
I
agree.
But obviously he's coming back for, what's that? It's been 3 months now. So he played what, 15 minutes or something at the weekend. No, only the manager will know. But sometimes they contradict themselves. They talk about match fitness, then they'll play the race cards in it. So obviously can't be match fit. But they've all done it through time, haven't they? Albert.
Aye, it's well, he'll know, as we said with Coslin, he'll do it with the Matondo and he'll do it with Seema. They're no 100% fit. They'll no get started. It's as simple as that. But you've seen the difference when he come on, mate. You really do see the difference. It's just his physique, his power. You're going like that. Oh, here, this is. You didn't. You've actually forgot what you were missing when you actually seen the boy with the ball with Matondo, which was a great ball, by the way. And Matondo slipped through him and he started running. You're like, oh, this is what we missed this. But you forgot about it for a while there. But he's some player, by the way, and you get him up and running. He really is. He's a powerhouse. I love the way he finishes. He's a good finisher as well. But you're right. Fitness and match fitness. That's why the leagues need to change, isn't it? Where do these injured players and reserve players get their fitness? There's no games to play. How do you do it? No reserve football. Nothing. There's a big void in Scottish football. Again, sorry if I can have subject, mate.
Oh, no, I get it. But Seema would be playing every week. Do you agree, GB? He would be playing every week. The boy was just getting better and better. He didn't start brilliantly. And I remember he scored that goal. Who was that against? PSV, wasn't it? PSV. He scored a goal.
Aye.
I was down to
A beauty.
He scored the worldie. And then slowly he grew, and as they started looking at player, and the attitude as he found his feet was excellent.
Aye, you mind going into the international break, Cox? We were just saying for him to come back for the AFCON unscathed, because he was in such a good vein of form, and sod's law he went out there and got that injury. I mean, think how much a benefit he would have been going into that last Old Firm game if he had come back fit.
I wish he did the ball.
Aye. Well, came back for the other games. But no, I think he'll play his part of the weekend, Docs. I think the manager didn't put him on for the minutes for no reason. But I says if it goes with Dessers, then I says it's all in Dessers. He's got to turn up. He's got to play his part, and he's got to take his chances when the Fox.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Aye.
Or create chances.
Aye, he's done okay. I thought he's actually my best player at the weekend, Dessers. I'll be honest with you.
Aye,
I thought he done most things right, apart from that second chance he had. Yeah, and I think he should have scored. I think it was an easier chance than he's either.
I know it was, mate. Really, we should have buried it, but these are the chances we're talking about. It's not. I mean, we're talking about Cantwell, and GB was talking about Cantwell. We need to give him a hand, and he's quite right. But a lot of players like Dessers like that, we can't just lump it all in his shoulders and say he needs to score. He needs to start scoring all these goals. He needs to start scoring. Of course he does, but so does the rest of them. And they all need to defend together, and they all need to score together. And Clement's been going on about this. It's not just, you're a team. You can't just lump it all into one player, which we have all got a habit of doing, especially me, lumping onto some player. It's not just his fault. It's got to be Dessers. If you get chances, you've got to put them away. But if you can't put them away, you need to also create chances for other people. That's part of your job as well.
talking about part of our job, get yourself in mute, because we're going to have a tune.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello.
Enjoyed the Wardy evening, Wardy.
Hello, folks. Hello. How are you all going?
Aye, good, mate. How's yourself, mate? What's on your mind?
I'm all right. Sitting back listening as usual on YouTube.
You get medication for that, mate.
No, not at all, mate. It's a good show.
Thanks
Like
very much, mate. Thanks very much. What's on your mind, mate? What's on your mind? What are you thinking?
Battle fever, mate. It's on. Sitting back and it's getting hyped up. I don't know how many times we can go over it and stuff like that, but it's on well and truly. And I honestly think we'll play them. We've got more ace, and we honestly think Big Phil's got us.
All right.
He's got
so you're confident?
Really
you're confident?
Oh, super
yes.
confident.
Aye. So,
question is, in Europe, you go at a team that we can go up against and the type of players we play against in Europe, night and day against what we're going to be playing on Sunday.
Aye. What's your thinking? What's your thinking and how we're going to set up? Have you thought about what your team would be if you were picked at Wardy?
I would have the same back five if Yilmaz is fit.
Aye.
Fair than that, if we get a first half out of him, then we swap him and put Borner on, then fair enough, and we just swap it as one change. If we get 45, we're doing well. If he's not super fit. But I would pick old heads through the middle. Tom Lawrence, Looney, turn up, control the midfield. We need a solid midfield performance. Play Silva, and then use Sterling on as a sub, inject a bit of pace, relying Dessers to gaze that along with Seema to finish in the area. I liked when we played Hibs and stuff like that, and we played that one wee pass back and Cantwell doing the wee kind of touches in and stuff like that. Really, really good play. You can see where Phil's going with his different take on where he's been with football through his career and where he's learned his trade. And you can see what he's injecting in. And it's actually quite good to watch.
I would play Big Phil if we could get away with it, mate.
Exactly, definitely. That's what we need.
Are you confident the manager will get it right?
Oh, definitely. He's got Brenda's ticket.
Right, okay, mate. All right. Good points, Wardy, makes in you come. Albert.
Aye, I agree with Wardy on his solid midfield performance, definitely, mate. That's going to be the key to it, isn't it? They need to get the... And I take his point as well about the old heads. I mean, it's a fact, isn't it? You need the old head that knows what they're doing in there and can read the play. That's where Diamondi might get caught up. That's how I'd say swap him for... I never actually said Lawrence, I said Stirling, but Lawrence is a good shout as well in there. He's already played it, hasn't he, Ward? He's already shown that he can play that position.
Yes, I'm saying he's a proven player in midfield and he works well with Lundstrom, and it gives you that balance. And when we're playing forward or coming back, that we don't ask for defenders to sit so high when the ball's playing over on a counter-attack. And then it overwhelms Suter and Goldson, and they're no grace when the ball's coming at them. Or we're 3-on-2. And then we put Butland under pressure. We really don't want to be getting to that stage where you've got Hugo who's quick, attacking us as well, and you really don't want to be having that amount of pressure, quick feet. We dainty players against big guys, they don't move as fast, and you can see it. We're not aligned with ourselves when we can see what they can do, and you really don't want that because they will fall in a flare. They will do everything they possibly can. They be tapping a shoulder, a wee finger on you. They're going to be rolling about like as if they've been shot. So,
have you seen his latest, Wardy? Have you seen his latest? He flings his leg in front of somebody and just falls.
Yeah. You can see it. It's in his game now. That's one of his traits. And you're going like that. So if they can't score a goal, then they're going for the penalty. They're going for the free kick. And you're going, really, come on, is this what we're doing here? But at the end of the day, it wins games, doesn't it? They play it across the world. They play it across all European football. And that's the style sometimes now. And it's not cheating. It's there. And they're just abusing the rules, pretty much.
I say that word. I call it cheating.
Yeah. I put a nice picture on him.
You're not going to last on here, Wardy. You've got too much common sense. GB.
Wardy, thanks for phoning in, mate, because it says great points, and see that about having no fear against them. You're right, we've played against a lot better opposition, and we shouldn't be fearing going against this J-League at the weekend. Like I says, we've got good quality players there, and as Ox has touched on, we just need to get the ball in the back of the net, and as Allbear's even said as well, it's not all in Dessers at the weekend. Like I says, we need to say Cantwell, we need even our midfield, we need to Lundstrom and that to try and create something. I mean, and whoever it goes with, like I says, they just all need to work together, but they just need to be clinical. See, when we get the chances, it's our time this weekend to be clinical. Too many times we've done good passage of play, like Cox has said there, the last game, we're doing 10 men and all that, and we're the dominant team, and like I says, we just couldn't get that goal to get out of the line. So this time, this weekend, like I says, I'm just hoping the rest of them step up to it, and like I says, we get the result that we all want.
Yeah. Wardy, it's the biggest game in a long time, isn't it? League game at Ibrox, biggest game in a long time.
The pressure is on, and as I say, if we can pull it off, I'm confident we can. Even if it's a scrappy 1-0, it's not going to be. It's not going to be that game. Then we need to go to Dundee. That's a must win. Then we put a stamp marker down. We go and we smash Dundee because we need to prove and we need to show a defiant Rangers, and we need to be strong. We need to go and smash them 8-0, 10-0. That's what you get for flooding your pitch. There's no reason why that game was called off. That's the reason why you've done it. You flooded your pitch, try to cause an upset. It didn't work. We're going to come and smash you now.
Well, when we play it in July, mate, You know, some of the people might have spare tickets because then they might be somewhere else in July. You know, Dundee, what a mess! What a mess! If these games are called, if they get these 2 games called off, that's 6 games called off, and nobody else has been called off. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It shows you how inefficient we are, but that's a different subject. Listen, Mordy, who's the key men for you? If you pick 3 men for us, who's the key men at the weekend?
Key men, Butland,
Right.
Seema,
Right.
and Big Lonnie to turn up. Give us a 10 out of 10, Lonnie. You know you can do it. You've done it for us. You just need to turn up, big man, control that midfield, and just dictate.
So
you
he's
take
just
the captain's armband off Tav and just say, right, Lonnie, get a scruffy neck, right, get this team playing the way they should be.
Albert?
I don't disagree with that, mate. I said before we should give Lundstrom the armband for the game before with them, because my reasoning with that was that Tav's too far. It's not that he's a bad captain; he's just too far away for the play in these big games, and you want somebody.
He plays too high.
Aye, and also the captains don't get booked very often. No, I mean they get away with murder. If you watch that McGregor, they get away with murder because of their captain. So our captain's the right back and he's miles away for the play. So Lundstrom is right in the middle of the park. So I say on that particular game, I want to say game it permanently, just in that particular game. So he can get tore in there and get away, get a bit of leeway with some of his tackling and things like that.
Stunner Bridgeman there, GB.
8 sharp for you, boy.
I'm getting nervous.
Somebody needs to talk.
But see, at the same time as well, like, when you say like a captain, like you go by Barry Ferguson, midfield, control things, and you go, that's where it should be. You can't dictate play for back your park. You really can't. It doesn't matter where Tav shoots and balls for back there. Nobody's really going to see you here. You need the middle of the field, the guy dictating left and right, forward and back play, and that's where it should be. It shouldn't be back there.
It's to get in the referee's ear. You know what I mean? If you're in the midfield, you're normally next to the referee. But if you're playing fullback, you're only ever next to the referee if he's over that side of the park. You're over with someone up. You see Shinnie, you see them all doing it. You see every captain, every team, they're in the referee's ears constantly in his ear. You seen that Newell Hibbs are constantly in the referee's ear. Poor captain, where is he? It's not. I'm not blaming Tav. It's just his position. He's away across the other side of the park normally. But I would have a midfielder as my captain as well for that reason, mate. No, I don't. I'm not for any other reason. I'm not saying Tav's a bad captain or anything like that. It's just that he's unfortunately no influence in the referees the way the rest of these captains are doing it.
I don't think it'll change at the weekend, but I get
one for you, but right. So do you think?
On you go, mate.
I've got one for you, right? If you want to answer it, if it wasn't right, so if you take captaincy off of Tav, it would improve his play. I think it would give him more freedom. He wouldn't have as much pressure on him. I think you'd get 10 times more out of him.
I'll go
because that alone's tons of pressure.
I'll go the other way. I think he thrives on it. GB.
Do you know what? At times, I think that maybe Tav has needed a break for it because it's all been on his shoulders for so long. Obviously, I don't think it would date the new. You mean wait see out the season, see what's going to happen in the summer and stuff like that. Because you've heard about all the Saudi stuff and all that with Tav as well. Mm-hmm. But I think the manager's quietly, I think the manager's quietly said about Lundstrom being his kind of right-hand man. I was one of the interviews, he said that it's good to have a guy like that on the park. So maybe silently that Lundstrom is the kind of captain that he's wanting, if you know what I mean. But again, at the weekend, it was all praise for Tav. He's with being the highest scoring defender in the country. You mean, so it's one of the ones. I think he just likes having a lot of wee generals on the park for him.
On you go, Mordy.
There should be 11 captains on that pitch.
I get that.
There should be 11 captains on that pitch. You pull on that jersey, you are technically playing for every single person here, there and everywhere who is a Rangers supporter. It doesn't matter if you've got a band on your arm, you play like a captain.
Aye. I get that. I think sometimes I get Albert's point about talking to the referee and dealing with that, but I think sometimes, not always, but sometimes there's too much made of somebody having an armband. I think so. A lot of the times, being a captain of a club is maybe things you do away from the pitch. Once the game starts, if you're a leader and you play in midfield, or you're a shouting baller that plays at centre half, you're going to do that anyway. Nothing. Whether you've got the armband or no, Albert.
I agree with that, mate. I agree with that. But it's a fact of the modern game now that the captains of these clubs do get a fair bit of leeway, mate. They really do. You've seen it yourself. That's the only reason. But I'm with you. It's not normally a captains that I don't see as a big role in the park. That's the only way I see it. Because I've watched them. You've watched Shinnie, you've watched McGregor, you've watched Newell, you've watched them all. You've watched in the year, even Shankland to a certain extent. But they're constantly talking to these referees, and they do influence these referees. There's no doubt about it, mate. They do, and they get away with a lot of tackles, a lot more tackles than any other player in the park. So for that reason, I think we're lagging behind it. Because put it this way, Steve Lundstrom had the armband, or one of the midfielders had the armband over the years, Jack or whoever. They wouldn't have taken the amount of bookings they're taking. They really wouldn't have. And they would have influenced the game a lot more. But I don't think it's fair to take the captaincy off tab permanently or anything like that. I'm not saying that for a minute. He deserves to be captain. There's no doubt about it. Because he's been a good servant to the club, and he's carried himself very, very well, man. He really has. I know, and he scored all 8 goals. No, I mean, good grief.
No, he's grew into it. Remind me, Wardy, did you start Seamer in your team? Where did you have Seamer?
I would have Seamer on and then bring Dessers on after. I would inject pace first.
All right.
You can go 2 ways. Like, you could put Dessers on and see what he can do. It does. They would run a risk and put Seamer on, and then they do him a dollion, and then he's out the rest of the season. That's the hard part, because if they replay him, it's one of them ones that they just stop at a challenge, and then Ricky guy, we've not got him, and he's out for longer. He's just coming back. Dessers is there. He scored his 16, 17 goals up to now, and you go like that. We could use him and then inject the pace later. We can add on Sterling, we can add on Seamer and stuff like that when it's getting at 55, 60 minute mark, and then just freshen it right up and just say, right, no, what, we're going for it. We might already be 1-0 up at that point, and then we just inject Turner's more pace in and kill him off.
Aye, listen, I think Dessers will start. Personally, on GB, and I get Wardy's point. After an hour, because if you look at it, that's when it's happened most of the time. It's roughly refreshed, and maybe Seamer will come on, or maybe Roof could be involved. I don't even know he wasn't involved at the weekend. You don't know who'll be on the bench, but more likely Seamer would come on. It looks like impressed. Depends what happens with Silver, of course. Aye, I get Wardy's point, GB.
The bench, Ox, as you're talking about, it could be one of their strongest benches that you see at the weekend. I mean, there's even the Toki Dow as well, being fit and available. I think that even Roof and Dow were on the park at the weekend.
How can you be fit when you've not kicked a ball since January?
No, it was part of the warm up. Him and Roof were doing the warm up at the weekend. So, although they weren't part of the squad, they were on the actual park at Ibrox doing the warm up with the team and all that. So, I'm just saying that, as if he's looking to make I don't know, like changes and have his strongest bench, then as Albert says, you want football players. You want football players available. And Doyle, to be fair to him, like I says, the goals against like he had against Motherwell and stuff like that, he was only a good bit of form at that stage. So he's a good player to have on the bench. Like I says, I don't think. I mean, if I had the choice between him and McKinnon or something like that, I'd rather go with the likes of him and Doyle. I'd rather have the strongest bench that we can have possible because, like you say, the manager's been good with the substitutions, and as Wardy's touched on, I think if we let us flood them with good quality in the second half, then we could get another 2 goals. You mean?
I think the manager said that the reason Doyle and Roof didn't start because he could only have so many people on the bench who couldn't play 90, but couldn't play a lot of minutes. Albert.
It's a fair point, isn't it? Because if you do take injuries and somebody comes off after 20 minutes, you can't put somebody who's only going to last another 20 minutes on to try and get them. They stretch out to 70 minutes. It's not going to happen. So it's a fair point he's made. He's trying to cover all the bases. It's very difficult. And he's trying to get them all fit, and he's trying to get them all available for the big games. And it's not easy. But he's got a plan. You can see the man's got a plan. With Tondo and Seymour, you're probably only going to get a half an hour out of them at max. But, that's a fact, isn't it? So I dare say they'll be on the bench, and he'll go something similar to Seymour.
You only need a minute to score a goal, sorry.
That's I know. I'm the same with you. Or I say that. I don't care how many minutes they get in the park, as long as they influence the game when they're on the park. I don't care. But I think he'll go with the team you mentioned earlier on.
Sorry, cut in there.
No, you're all right, pal. The team that played against Benfica away. I think if he can get close to that team, I think that's the team we'll start.
Aye, and obviously a fit Seymour would replace Silva, but we don't know how many minutes he's getting him out there, yeah?
Yeah, aye. So it's just one of the things. It's a balancing act, you know what I mean? The ideal situation is everybody's had plenty of game time, they're all fit and ready to go, the whole squad, and then we're licking our lips and saying, oh, we've got all sorts of combinations here, but reality's got to kick in, and there is restrictions on the squad still. Even though they're stripped and ready, there's still restrictions on the squad. So it's the manager's job to solve that problem or come up with a solution, and he's the man for that. Definitely, he sees he's meticulous and he's planning and he's attention to detail all the time. So I'm confident he'll get it right, mate. But we've got to appreciate his dilemma at times. You know what I mean? And there is restrictions on his selections. It's not just quite as easy as we all try to make it out to be. But I definitely hope Seaman and Matondo come on and destroy them. You know what I mean? Just have outstanding games against them. I really do. And I hope Silver is a good game as well, because the last couple of games he's not been particularly good. I don't think he's been very. I didn't think he was very good against Benfica.
Try to do too much. Does that make sense, Albert?
He overplays the ball, mate. He's trying flicks and tricks when it's not really the quality. I don't mind flicks and tricks if it contributes to an assist or a goal. I don't mind that, or he scores himself. That's why I run. Flicks and tricks are great, but if you're just doing flicks and tricks for the sake of doing them, it's pointless. The best players in the world don't do flicks and tricks, mate. And they've all got it in their locker to do them. Messi, Ronaldo, these type players, they don't do it, mate. They'll do it if it actually influences the game and gets them into a better position or a better scoring position or create a chance. Of course they will. But I think Seamer is overplaying the ball myself, personally. I think Cantwell does it as well, overplays the ball at times. Your job is to win the game. Your job is to be a team player and bring your teammates into the game, create and score chances. That's what your jobs are. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And all that could just be a matter of holding the ball, drawing the players in, pinging the ball away, taking 2 and 3 of their players out with a pass, either by drawing them to you or you see the pass, a through pass that cuts the defence. So that's what they're there to do. And the two of them, Silver and Cantwell, have got the ability to do that because they're good players, definitely good players.
Oh, I've got ability. The boy, obviously young. He's not a finished article, you know. Wardy, your thoughts on Silver?
Silva definitely plays, and then we bring on Seamer. It made us think on it. You start with Dessers, and then you have Silva. He's proven, you know what he can do. he's got to pace, he's got to tricks. And he linked up play at Hibs game there when you seen a wee one-touch back pass if he can't well and stuff like it, creates and opens up 3 to 4 players and gives the opportunity for to get a ball away. Doesn't always work, but that one back pass is creating loads of space in defence. And then you're flooding it with players. You just touched on earlier on when we were talking about playing forward, and you've got floods of players in the box, which you can see Big Phil's changed it, and you can see the impact that he's having by flooding it. And then just that one simple touch back for Cantwell made that difference, and you're going like that. That's what we need to be doing, Mero. But as you said 2 wee seconds ago about Silva and Cantwell, they've got in their locker. They don't need to keep doing the flicks and the tricks. Just play that clever football, one-touch stuff. You're looking for a forward pass, or you're playing one back to create an opening for your mate to finish. So we need stuff like that. That's what we need, Mero. We don't need the fancy stuff.
It's all right if it works. But there's nothing worse if you're a midfielder or even a defender who's made a run and somebody overcomplicates it, GB makes a flick and you've got to run back. It's frustrating in a game of football.
Aye, you see a few players sometimes with their hands up inside the box, Ox, just screaming for the pass to be squared to them or whatever. You mean it's again, that's what I was touching on. We just want it to be clinical. We need to keep it simple at the weekend. I think every day, like at the last, Beale's game, I know it was a nothing game at home, Ibrox, but I felt we played brilliant that day because we had pace, power, and like I says, we controlled the game. Our passing was crisp. Cantwell was playing in a position where he flourished. You know what I mean? And I think we just need to kind of allow these players like say Cantwell and Silva to flourish in this game. And as long as we create for them, I think they will do it. I think Silva, the way he can finish sometimes, I think he'll be one of the ones that we'll keep an eye on at the weekend, because I think he could be the one that gets us maybe that winning goal.
If I was looking at it, if I was being honest, more likely to be that Silva will start and Dessers will start because of their fitness levels all there. And if you're replacing them, you've got 2 candidates in Sima and Matondo to come on, which you're adding a lot of pace in the last half hour, a frantic game. Yeah,
makes sense, mate. It makes sense to play the fit players. It makes sense, doesn't it? It's I'm my team. I'm overcomplicating it and wishing this was right and that was right, but it will start the fit players. I think it is going to be as simple as that, mate. It's not going to be anywhere complicated than that, and he will use the other players as subs and bring them on when they've got the 20 minutes or whatever it is they've got on their legs. He perceives what they've got in their legs, or the medical staff perceive what they've got in their legs. I think it's as simple as that.
If you come on in a modern game now with 60 minutes on the clock, you're still got 40 minutes to play, ain't you?
Aye, well, there you are. There's a point, isn't it? You never know with the referees. It's up to them when they want to bring a game to an end, which is crazy for me, but you're right. It could be any amount.
Right. All right, moving to the last half hour of the show. Let's hear from Ease.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, last half hour of the show. Wardy, you mentioned Butland. I'm hoping, I get what you're saying. If he plays well, we're not losing again. That's a fact, I think. But I'm hoping the has to lean against the post for the game, if that makes sense. Wardy?
Aye, because you look at it, right, if we're going with Goldson and you hear me all right? Aye. If we're going with Goldson and Suter sort of back, then we need to stay firm. They need to be for Butland. They need to be looking out for the dangers and not letting Butland be under attack. You really need to look after him. He can see a whole pitch. He can see when things are going to happen. But you really can't leave him exposed. And that's where they need to be strong and stay back. Because they're just laying us wide open at times, and that's where they need to be firm. It will mean that we do win a game. Sitting back sometimes is key in allowing the centre-backs to do their job. Hello?
You're
I'm still here,
Wardy.
Wardy.
Go GB.
No, you go.
Still
Okay,
here.
sorry, I was just saying I was still saying we're still here.
Aye, sorry, Wardy. I didn't know you were finished. GB.
Right, okay.
GB's. We've got a slight delay, mate. Don't worry about it. It happens. GB. Butland's had a great season, and look, I hope he's a quiet game.
Aye, Ox. He said most of the games have been quiet for him and that, and I think it's been more the European side that's where he's came alive and showed his quality. I think at the weekend we need him to step up. The goal at the weekend as well, I agree with Albert at the start of the show. I felt Butland could have probably done better for the Hibs goal. Maybe like I said, it just came flying out to Raffle. I think the boy obviously got a wee toe poke away, but Butland's, I says the penalties as well. If there's any penalties in this game, then I hope he can step up and, like I says, show his class and stuff like that. There's been a wee they're the kind of wee niggles that I have at Butland, but overall, like I says, if he just manages the game and we don't hear much from him, then, like I says, I think we'll all be quite happy. It's all about the attack for me, Ox, as we're touching on.
Aye, I get it. But listen, if he has a good game, we're not losing the game. That's a fact altogether.
That's it, mate. It's you won it both ways. You won it with a good game, but you also won it with a quiet game. It's one of the things. But that'll be down to Goldstein and Suter. They don't give him any problems. They just don't dither on the ball. The big Suter sometimes does. Just if you're in doubt, just get it up the park, clear it, and then regroup. So. I think Big Butland will take charge in this game. I think he'll really take charge and just say, well, no, you listen to my shouts, and if I say clear it, you clear it. Don't mince about. But aye, he's a quality keeper. There's no doubt about that. And I've got confidence in him. But I'd rather him come off with a nice clean strip. That'd be nice to see.
Aye, I get it. He's done great for us this season, Wardy. You know, arguably player of the season, Butland.
Aye, definitely. He showed his class. He showed why he's here. We needed a replacement for McGregor, who was absolutely amazing. We've found that. And Neil McLaughlin and anybody else that wants to come and challenge him for his tap, then on you come, because you're going to need to fill big boots. The only thing is, in transfer window, we'll have plenty of offers, I guarantee you.
Aye, I agree. Obviously, that league down the road, maybe they will. I think it'll depend. It's on Jack's court. If he's happy, I don't think he's overly motivated by cash, but everybody's got a price, GB.
Aye, that's it. And as we've seen with that Saudi league and stuff like that, a lot of good players have went out there just for the cash. I mean, I think Butland's. I think he's stated, Docs, that he's got unfinished business with Rangers. I think he'll want a couple of titles under his belt before he even considers walking away for us. There's not many places he's got to be able to still play in Europe, season after season and stuff like that. So I think as long as he's getting a good wage up here, his family's settled, then I think he might stay for a long time. I can't see him going back to like say a Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. It would need to be somebody is probably in at minimum the Europa League for him if he was going back to that Premier League.
Obviously, people's family situations, you never know, but he seems a happy guy and he seems set up his lot and he seems really switched on over there, doesn't he?
I mean, there's two things with Butland. There's the football side of it and there's the money side of it. The two are different, completely different. If it's money, he's going down south. There's no doubt about it. If it's just money. If it's football, he stays with Rangers because, as GB pointed out, he's not going to get European football down there because you have to basically sign with one of the top four or six clubs down there, and he's not going to sign for any of them. So if it's just money, he'll go down south because they're all in fantastic wages. Well, most of them are in fantastic wages. I would just like to know the wage drop he took from Manchester United to come to us. So if they're wanting him back down there, they'll probably have to double or triple what he was on at Manchester United. No,
he wasn't away Man United, mate. He was in loan for Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace, whatever he was on with them, will probably have to triple that. So if it's that way, and I don't think the wages he was getting then would be tremendously. The difference between what he was getting and what he's getting with us is that big, mate. It'll be bigger, but it'll not be that big. But if it's football reasons, there's no reason to go down there. What are you going down there to play relegation battles and play down the bottom six of the table all the time? Nah, or mid-table. I mean, that mid-table of England, that Premiership is a nothing league. You know what I mean? You've got the top six, you've got the middle six and the bottom six. The bottom six are fighting relegation. The middle six do nothing. They just hang about, and the top six fight for the title. So where's he going to sit? So for football reasons, I don't think we get anywhere near it. For monetary reasons, aye, definitely. I don't know how much they would offer him. So I don't think it's as clear cut as everybody thinks it's going to be. It's down to Big Jack, as you pointed out. If he wants money, he's off. If he wants a competition and recognition in Europe, let's be honest, he's visible in Europe, all over Europe with Rangers. He's we playing with Stoke or anything like that, or Crystal Palace or anything like that. He's not visible in Europe. So I'd say for football reasons he would stay with Rangers. If it's money, he's off. As they are, mate, we can't hold anybody that's down to money. Oh, let's be honest, listen, we get it, mate. You know, we see it a lot on here. Everybody's got a price. What there?
Yep, definitely. Cash is king, so they say.
Aye. I know. We've had Sky Sports in for Bridgeman, but it's never happened, GB, you know what I mean?
But you'd be demanding, you'd be up £20 million plus.
Oh, Butland, aye. That's particular if he has a great run at the end of the season. And if he's a great run at the end of the season and we get the prizes that's in front of us, GB, we're the Champions League team. He's not getting that going south of the border.
No, and again, that's why he's came to us as well. He's got to get the opportunities to be back at the top table, Ox. I mean, I think he'll flourish there as well. I think he's more looking to fill the cabinet a bit now. I think he's looking for the trophies, and I think there's probably been too long down south that he's played the kind of backup guy. And I think being at a club the size of Rangers and knowing that he's the number one guy, well, the number one goalkeeper, week in, week out, and he's got that kind of responsibility, I think he'll thrive on that. I don't think he'll get that kind of importance anywhere else. No at this late stage of his career, Ox. I think
you're right, G. I think it's a case of he's going to look and think my career will come to an end, and he's wanting to say, I've won this and I've won that, I've won it with Rangers, and I've played in Europe and I've played in the Champions League. A guy his quality, he's got the right to say that, and he should have an ambition to say that. He's never going to get that if he goes down to England, because it's three leagues down there, isn't it? It's just most of the teams don't get into Europe down in England. So you're sitting saying to yourself, nah, there's no way. Unless, by the way, we might even get a chance to get down to one of the top teams again, like what he did with Manchester United. You know what I mean? Man City might come in and say, we want you as a reserve keeper. You know what I mean? So he's guaranteed to be at least challenging for every competition they're in. So something like that might come out of it. And that might be a reason to move. But realistically, he's not looking at the top six, is he? He's just looking at the remainder of that Premiership or the Championship.
I think the way it's gone in Europe, Albert, they could have 5 places in the Champions League and some more in the Europa League. We end up with about 8, 9 or 10 of them teams qualifying for Europe the way it's heading, mate, if you're being honest.
And it's ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. It shouldn't be like that. It just simply shouldn't be like that. But again, we'll come out the losers as every other country will come out the losers to suit the Premiership. Anyway, that's another argument for another day.
Maybe one night I'll get you to discuss the Premier League, yeah?
Oh, don't start me on that, mate. Don't start me on that. I'm depressed when you start me on that, mate. Anyway, so Big Jack, I hope he stays with us because he's a quality keeper. He is a quality keeper. And we've been lucky with keepers. I was going to come out there with a stupid statement and say, they don't come along that often, but we seem to get quality keepers all the time. So, and I hope that continues. He is a big quality keeper, no doubt about that, man.
Aye. Okay. Who thinks Yilmaz is going to be fit? Yes or no? Simple answer. GB.
Yes.
Albert.
No.
Wardy.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. What's your rationale, Albert?
I don't think he'll take a chance. He might even be 80%, 90%, but I don't think he'll take a chance with him. I don't think so, mate. Unless he has 100%. And if he was 100%, he'd have been on the bench, I thought, at the weekend, and he might have even come on, but he would have definitely been on the bench. So, no, I don't think he's going to be fit.
All right, we really don't know what injury is yet. We've never really heard, have we? The exact details, no. But then you don't always, you haven't got it right. Some players have got it in their contracts they don't want to discuss, That's personal after all, isn't it?
It is, aye. It's personal. It's no fair on us because we're all just paying our money and don't get to see the player. You're always up with this. It's like Roof. We're scratching our heads saying, what is actually wrong with this guy? We still don't know. We know he doesn't like the mud. He gets injured falling in mud. We know that. So we can't play him on muddy nights, muddy days.
Yeah, that rules out going to Dundee next season. GB, he's not got there, is he?
No, 100%. No with that park anyway.
You buy him a pair of wellies and not up a bit.
That's right. But so I don't think I'd like to see Ridvan playing, but I don't think he will. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's fit and ready to raring to go. That's the ideal scenario for me, but no, I don't see it.
Aye, we'll see, mate. We'll see. Obviously, we've got a better idea tomorrow night once we hear the press conference. Then again, I don't know if Big Fella plays on, Might not plays on. Friday, still 40 hours to go, GB.
Aye, our manager is brilliant in the press conferences. I mean, he'll get asked the question, but I would imagine he'll give some sort of answer that will play with our minds. You mean? I agree with you, Ox. So he'll never. I think he's even stated this. He'll never play like an unfit player. I think he'll always go with the strongest team. Maybe that's why he did try Sterling at left back at the weekend. I mean, gave Scott Wright the run out on the right wing. Would I be surprised if he gives Scott Wright a run out against Celtic? Very, but like I says, I think we've got more quality there that we can try and fit, as Albert says, our football players on that park come Sunday.
I think if you're playing Barisic and Wright, you're two men, don't you?
Agree, Albert. I'd be disappointed. Say if I looked at the team sheet, don't get me wrong, I'll always be up for the team to go out and do their job because it's under command. But if I see Borner and I see Wright starting, then like I says, it'll not really fill me with confidence. That's for sure.
Scott Wright's got ability and pace in that. He's just his decision making, his final ball. I mean, he was unlucky on Saturday. He had a decent game against Benfica. And if he'd have took that chance when he ran through and stroke it into the goal, had a shot and put it away, people, it could have been the start of something for the boy. But we've thought that a lot, but he's frustrated, and ultimately the piece Wardy, Scott White, has not been consistent enough to get a place in their starting 11, has he?
No chance. He should be long gone out of Rangers. Long gone. He offers nothing. We should have sold him long ago. To be honest, That's my opinion. He shouldn't be here. He offers pace, that's about it. Nothing else.
I get it, mate, but the problem you've got is the wages he's getting in our club, if he's not getting offered anything close to it, he ain't moving, Albert.
No, he's definitely not moving, mate. That's for sure. But he keeps getting games in big games. That's the amazing thing to me. It just seems to be one of these players, right place, right time, and circumstances always seem to bounce in his favour to get games. Injuries, whatever, suspensions, bump, there he's in again. You're like, he played in the UEFA Cup final, for goodness sake. How did we manage that one? But there you go, he's one of the players. You think he's going to do something, but he never really does. He scored some nice goals for us. The one Hampden, I think it's a couple he scored at Hampden, isn't it? Or one he scored at Hampden. But anyway, whatever it is, that was an important goal and he done well that day. Merit that, please. We could do that in a more regular basis. We're not saying every game. No player can do it every game. But he just doesn't contribute enough. There's too many players at Rangers don't contribute enough for me. I can't mind him scoring a goal, mate. I'm trying to struggle when I think when he's made a goal. Yeah, I think he has made a few. Well, I'll say a few.
Maybe I'm not.
Do you want me to give? Do you want me to give the one that would probably blow your minds? He was the one that made the pass for Lundstrom. Kamara, aye, that's right, aye.
Kamara, you hit the ball.
Oh, that's right, aye, in the Leipzig game.
Aye. All right, I'll change that slightly. I can't mind them running down the wing and put.
How far back was that?
I don't actually think he can cross a ball. I can't even remember putting a cross in.
But anyway, I think we're all in agreement. But would it surprise you? Yes or no answers quickly again. Would it surprise you if Wright started at the weekend? Albert?
No.
GB?
Sadly, no.
Wardy?
Exactly. It's going to happen. It's not a case of no, it's not going to happen. He's going to. He's on every week in another game. You're sort of swearing. You're like, why is he filling us up?
Oh, the other question, Ox, is would you be sad if he did start? Aye.
I don't know if I'd be sad. I don't know if that's what but I get your point, Albert.
You hate to say about a play you do, but you've got to be truthful. You can't just sit and say players are brilliant when they're not brilliant. But we've got enough players that are good players, really good players. So.
If I'm being honest, the last two games he's done all right. He's not been the worst.
No, he has. But I still don't rate him.
No, I get it. But we'll see where it takes us. Just hope that, as you said, GB, the point that you made, that the players are going to be fitter for a week, getting the rest, and then training, and the guys that haven't been fit should be fitter. But then there's a whole term match fit as well, GB.
Aye, and the biggest thing we've seen with that was we seen at the weekend, Docs, like is that chance that he had. He put it wide, and I think the form he was on pre-injury, he would have buried that, no bother. But again, it's the weekend's kind of like one of the one-half games. It's if you have him on the park for even half an hour, and he gets the chances, then 9 times out of 10 you would think he would put it away. I think, like Wardy says, there's probably a better chance that he's probably got to be that guy that's maybe coming off the bench for us, and the manager will go away. Like say he's tried and trusted so far, which is Silver and Dessers up front for him. It's just that right side, isn't it? Do you think the manager will go more tactical this weekend, or do you think he will just go with like the strongest team? Now, we're all saying about putting in Sterling and flinging in Lawrence and Diamande and all that, but I think the manager will maybe go more strategic in the sense that he's going to put a team on the park that will win the game, if you mean, tactically, rather than just put players on to score goals.
Oh, he's not going to play 5 centre forwards. Albert.
No, but I think he needs to play the pick out the weaknesses in them. I mean, we've not actually even spoken about their weaknesses, and they've got plenty of weaknesses here. Let's not kid ourselves on here. So I think Clement will go his tactics. Their weaknesses will determine his tactics, because he'll be telling them we're exploiting them. We're definitely going to exploit them, because I know you know what they're going to do. They're going to shut Cantwell down. That's what they done the last time, and they see that as the key to the game if they shut him down. And he helped them by holding on to the ball too long. If you know you're going to be shut down, you need to move the ball. So they're going to work on traps and plans like that for us. So we need to be the same for them. So we need to think of what weaknesses they've got. Their defence is a big weakness, but what part, left, right, through the centre, where? Midfield is a weakness as well, because they've got a tendency to overplay the ball as well. So you sit and say to yourself, when are you going to break on them? What's the key? What's the triggers to break on them? You can't just charge about like a maniac in these sort of games, or you'll run out of energy quite quickly. So you've got to be switched on. That's what I'm saying. Don't walk in there asleep. Be aware. Be switched on. Be ready to counter any tactics they might be trying. And that's what Clement's good at. He picks up quick on this stuff right away in the game. He'll pick up on it, what they're up to. So that's my thing. That's my rationale about it. I think he'll be working on their weaknesses, and that will determine what we're going to be doing and who's going to be playing where.
We'll be looking at their patterns of play, where they play, and that might dictate. Say, I don't know how they play every week, but say all their pace was on their right, their left, or right, it might take him away from playing Tom Lawrence in maybe the right position. He might play right because he's made mobile. I think that's his job. He's got to look at, in a big game, he's got to look at their strengths and weaknesses. It's not as simple as just going out, because obviously when you look at the league table, when you look at the goals for and against, and you look at the points, there's no a lot between the two teams. So he'll be trying to get us an edge, GB.
Aye, and I think he would have learned for the last game as well, Ox. I would imagine that would have been a good one that as much as it was a...
He wanted to play that the next day, mate.
I know. I think, like I says, he's gone into this more clued up, Ox. I think, like I says, it was his first Old Firm the last time, and I'm sure he would have learned a lot for that last game, and gone into this one, I think, like I says, he's very... The whole thing where he gets the team into like watch videos and like Albert saying, is picking out their weaknesses and stuff like that. He'll be all air that this week, and I think, like I says, whoever starts on Sunday will know their role in the game, and like I says, just hopefully that they go out and they be clinical. That's what I think. That's the thing we've just been lacking in the Old Firms recently, Ox. It's just that we're not being clinical. I think we've matched them. I just don't think we've been clinical enough.
You've got to score goals, mate. Got to score goals. Anyway, listen, before we start winding up the show and getting Wardy's prediction, just remember we've still got a raffle going. The draw will be made tomorrow night after the tune, and then obviously we'll get to the winner. So there's still a few tickets left. So if you want to win a ticket for the Old Firm game, maybe the biggest league Old Firm game in a generation, go to shop.rangersradio.online, click on the Emily Smiley link, choose your number. We even let you pick your number. Add to the cart up to 4 shots you can take. Once chosen, scroll up, view your cart, make sure your numbers are correct, proceed to checkout, fill in your contact details, and if you're using PayPal, proceed to PayPal. If no, use the PayPal account to pay using your debit or credit card. All payments are secured by PayPal. And as GB vouched for earlier on, it couldn't be any easier. GB.
Aye, 100%, Ox. Like it says, PayPal's the way to do it. It's so simple, and like I says, it's a tenner, folks. Like, come on, like an Old Firm. When you ever got to get to an Old Firm for a tenner, and especially this game at the weekend, massive game. This could be the game that flips the title to our house, as they say. And like I says, just get in there. It's good for a good cause. Like I says, you've got a chance to go to the Old Firm for a tenner.
Aye. And by the way, a great gesture for our good friends at Go Bathrooms, Albert.
Definitely. Thanks to Go Bathrooms. A fantastic company. If anybody's looking for a bathroom. I'll take it off of Big Stevie there.
Big Stevie's been made a director.
Just get Big Stevie.
And you come, Wardy.
Big Stevie, right?
He's been made a director. I Go Bathroom.
I was just saying Big Stevie, right there.
Aye, he's a rep. Aye, oh. That and the big pipe.
He's a commercial director.
Aye, he's looking for a company car now.
Aye. No be long. He's looking for a company. Come on.
He does well. He does well.
Oh, he's a man and a half. Listen, Wardy, thanks for joining us tonight. Great call. Give your last words, mate.
No bother. Just thanks for letting me on. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Pacer, Aldo, Stevie, Callum, all the rest of you guys. Nicholas, Noem, we'll all sit on Facebook and we'll put the world to right. And certainly put a lot of wrongs. Aye, it's good to be on, put my point across, and cheers for letting me on, lads. It's been a pleasure again. You've made me feel welcome.
No problem, mate.
As always, keep doing what you do. Looking forward to the next show, so keep up the good work.
Score
Cheers.
prediction, Wardy. Score prediction.
Prediction. I'm going bold. I'm going 3-0.
Love it. Love it.
Same result. Second game at Ibrox last season. Well done, mate. Last word for your good self, GB.
Aye, thanks for having us on, Ox. Great call, like you says it, for Wardy coming on there. And big thanks to Albert, keep me right on all the tactical stuff tonight.
You were getting worse. You were getting worse and worse.
I know. Thankfully, the sticky loos kept the teeth in for the rest of the show, Ox. And onward to the weekend, mate. And I hope for a 2-1 win for the Rangers.
All right, okay, we'll take that, mate. We'll take that. We'll take Wardy's. We'd rather take Wardy's, but we'll still take that. Albert.
Aye, great show, mate. Thanks for having me on as well. Thanks for GB. Tactics. I don't know if I kept them right with tactics. I don't know anything about tactics. But anyway, good to hear Wardy on as well. My prediction is 2-0 to the Rangers. Comfortable 2-0. Onward and upward.
I've just had a text. You've been invited to the Go Bathrooms Christmas party, Albert. You must have done a good job.
Aye, well. There'll be plenty of men of me saying Go Bathrooms, I'll tell you.
Listen, thanks to Wardy for joining us, GB and Albert for doing the show, Fox and Old School blowing the background doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Don't forget your chance of winning a ticket for the game on Saturday. And remember, first and foremost, it is for a good cause. Take it away, Old School blowing.